and welcome back. Did you know the difference between painting and drawing is all about line, making line to fill in and create the dimension of volume by following the contour. Painting is about shape. It also follows the contour, meaning following the form, but we see our whole composition in terms of shape. We have a light shape, we have medium and dark shapes within that shape. We have light, medium, and dark shapes within each of these circular shapes of the pomegranates. And we even have light and medium colored shapes within the shadows. So if you begin to see with more clarity, with more acute observation and detail, you will see that, in fact, it is the three values that gives us the illusion of three-dimension. This piece of paper, remember, is perfectly flat. It has height and width, but it doesn't have the depth that this pomegranate does. So we have to exaggerate the highlights, the curves, the shadows, and the texture. We do that in painting by maintaining the direction of the surface, texture, and volume. And I will begin, starting with the lightest values. I mentioned earlier would be these subtle grays in here. And I want you to see my palette enough. And so here I can mix up on the edge a little bit for the lighter. See how that's a bit of a blue? I'm gonna add a little bit of that warm to give it a bit of a gray. Now that's looking too violet-y for me. So remember when I said I like to use a piece of scrap paper? So I'm thinking I'm gonna stick more in here with a tiny bit of that. That looks more like it. It's really more of a cerulean. When we want soft edges, which is what we see here, we want the surface to be more wet. Anywhere that we see a harder edge, the paper needs to be dry. A dry edge, a dry surface will give a sharp edge, and a wet will give a softer edge, like this. See the difference? Keep that in mind. So I'm going to begin with a few little shadow shapes, and I can exaggerate the color if I want to. So I see some right in